Writing is a skill that so many children struggle with, adults too, but it shouldn't be drudgery. Many of our kids are perfectionists and they struggle with writing because they want to get it just right. There are those too who suffer from writing paralysis because they feel like they don't have any ideas to share. Some are even totally overwhelmed at the idea of getting pencil to paper because it requires two cognitive processes working at the same time. Fine motor control and dexterity to print, and worthwhile ideas to share in a connected and refined way. Hi, I'm Alana, founder of Artful Teaching, Joyful Learning, and I help homeschoolers teach with confidence, ease, and a splash of creativity so that their kids fall in love with learning. When I taught kindergarten, I learned some amazing tricks of the trade. Through my years of experience teaching hundreds of children, many of them reluctant, I honed my teacher toolbox with tried and true strategies. James Britton once said, "Writing floats on a sea of talk. Oral language must precede the written word." If we want to get our kids writing and excited about it, they need to have many opportunities to share, to tell stories, and to narrate their play. These oral stories become fodder for your children's writing. Here are 3 ways that you can use language as a springboard to writing original stories with young children. The first is small world play. Invite your child to create their own small world. Offer them materials like sand and pebbles and mini trees, loose parts, and of course, characters to bring their playscape to life. You'll hear your child tell all kinds of stories with these characters. Invite your child to recreate the story through pictures and words in his notebook. The second strategy is through imaginative play. You'll notice your child playing fire station with his trucks or restaurant with his dolls and his stuffed animals. Hone in on the language he's using to narrate his play. Take a few notes and revisit these words with your child later in the day. Ask him to share a story about playtime. You can scribe some of the words that he shares or have him label his drawing with the beginning sounds that he hears. Go ahead and reinforce those letters, paying careful attention to the initial letter sounds. Fire truck, he might hear a f, and restaurant might hear a r, r. A third strategy to encourage storytelling is through a sharing circle. Now, this ritual is considered traditional practice amongst many Indigenous cultures. A sharing circle is a beautiful practice to engage in storytelling and speaking skills. Now, as a token to encourage speaking, create a talking stick. A talking stick is a simple tool that is passed around the circle and gives the speaker a voice. You can use a simple frame like, "What was the favorite part of your day?" or "weekend," or "Let's share a favorite memory about a family vacation." Once your child has had a chance to share, encourage him to write his thoughts on paper through a picture and a few simple words or letters. Now, another strategy that's very popular amongst early years classrooms is a writing center. A writing center is a dedicated space or basket of supplies to inspire our children to get pen to paper. Offering special, non-traditional supplies above and beyond pencil and paper motivates and excites our kids and encourages them to share their ideas in published works. You can offer many different unexpected writing supplies: pens, fancy pencils, markers, stamps. Offer a variety of paper cut in many different sizes. You can offer Post-it notes, envelopes, index cards, lined paper, blank paper, notepads for shopping lists. You can offer a clipboard, and perhaps even a child-made mailbox. I always like to include an alphabet cheat sheet, as well as a list of commonly used sight words. A stapler, some stickers, and some yarn are great ways to also encourage handmade bookmaking. And speaking of bookmaking, there are many different beautiful handmade book structures to make with young children. A handmade book is a beautiful invitation begging to be filled with ideas. Jokes, riddles, how-tos, recipes, autobiographies. These are just some of the possibilities to fill your child's works of art. Now, it's really important to remember what writing looks like in the early years. Initially, writing's going to look like a bunch of random squiggles and marks. And this is totally normal. Your child is beginning to understand that print conveys meaning. As children progress and want to share more, you can encourage them to draw their ideas. And as children grow more confident with their letters and sounds, you can ask them to label their pictures with the beginning sound and later the ending and middle sounds. With time, they will learn to string those words together for a full sentence and then later build on that sentence, writing full paragraphs. Now, it's so important to note that writing is the creative expression of ideas. Writing in the early years is not the time to focus on proper letter formation or penmanship, nor is it the time to focus on conventional spelling. Rather, encouraging our kids to share stories and to write about what they know and things that excite and interest them is the best way to encourage your budding writers. Now, if you want to know more about tried and true strategies to teach your child to write and read in playful, simple ways, backed with research, come and join me for my live workshop called Teach Your Child to Read and Write. It's being hosted live on November 3rd at 8 p.m. Central, and you'll have access to the replay. Have a look below for details.